Hello everyone and welcome to Draw Your Swords, an actual play D&D podcast played with comic artists and writers. I am Sandy, the Dungeon Master, and joining me this week...
Hi, I'm Harry and I play Emlyn the Halfling Rogue.
Hi, I'm Holly and I play Veda the Fire Genasi Bard.
Hi, I'm Lily and I play Fig the Furbog Druid. And you know what, guys? Come at us, Meteor.
Was that just a statement?
Comment.
I messed up. My mouth is jelly. I said comet. Comet.
I knew you were getting it.
Okay. I'm not gonna go into talking about different objects, but I could. I'm qualified to.
Yeah, fucking astrophysicist.
I lost my pun list. I'm
You're punless.
I'm fine.
Oh, I was about to say that, Sandy.
My powers are draining.
Yes, why don't you enlighten us with comets, meteors... everything.
Comets are distinguished from asteroids by the presence of an extended gravitationally unbound atmosphere surrounding a central nucleus, apparently.
Come at us.
I like how you finish it with, apparently.
Sorry, to be clear, I looked that up. I'm not just off the top of my head.
I thought you were.
Oh, I was really impressed there.
I know that they're different. I feel like comets are icy.
Yeah, I think they
swing around the sun. I feel like if it's a meat, anyway, I'm gonna be wrong. Please cut this out.
Last time we made it to Dornrune Pass, where you noticed these massive stone giants run this incredible, wondrous city with inside the mountain. Worried of climbing the mountain without gear, you get prepared, meeting Hiflin, the gnome, who very much swindled you, probably a little bit, into getting ice axes, extra rope for Emlyn, get your boots. Everyone's now all geared up. Malara deciding that she will come along with you. You were able to find the ghost's fiance. Apparently they have passed on to the other world, and Fig left the magical ring to the elf, and they were reunited in the graveyard of Lathander, where you then made it back to the lantern light to rest up for that evening. Waking very early in the morning, you began to ascend the mountain. The snow immediately hit you, and the boots and warm clothing was probably the best idea. You made it to a small hamlet up on the hill where there was a nice lock. To your worry, there was blood all over the place, and remnants of saddles and reins, where you assume that horses have been attacked and perhaps Alexander's party, and you found a Tunaruk, possibly the cause of this. Defeating him and Veda taking a good beating, you found a couple of orc bodies inside the church and a note from the Obsidian Prince saying that a meteor was coming and that they had to get to this fortress as soon as possible. We left it with the snow falling another foot already on top of their 7 inches that was already on, and now we will wake in the morning to see what happens.
What is the weather and light like?
Very snowy. Is
it bright?
Is it bright?
Well, as in when it snows and it's sunny?
No, it's cloudy over, and you just have that very, very thick snow falling down. As you wake up in the morning, the dilapidated house that you're in, there's still some snow coming through. As you head out, you notice that the snow is piled up all around the house, and it's very difficult for some of our smaller in the party to probably move around.
It's must be up to Emlyn's waist, right?
Yeah.
It's 1.5 feet, yeah.
1.5 feet of snow. And it doesn't look like any means of stopping. Perfect day for sledding, snow angels, or snow Asimars if you want. I don't know.
Emlyn, are you going to be alright in the snow?
Well, maybe if you go first and sort of clear the way a wee bit, it'll be a wee bit easier. I feel like Emlyn doesn't want to accept a lift. But they will if they have to.
Okay, well, let me know. And I'll try walk, so I'm moving the snow with my legs a little bit, dragging my feet a little bit to make some pathways.
Okay. So do you guys, before you adventure out on your day, do you set up like a campfire because you didn't have one yesterday to have food, or are you just basically going off ration to keep on going in the morning?
Well, I'm pretty hungry.
Did we wake up like super early, like with dawn?
Yeah, I would assume as soon as the light's up, your guys are probably up.
I feel like maybe because it's light out, we probably won't be able to. It would be more dangerous to light a fire when it's dark. Maybe it is worth putting something together like quickly, not like an elaborate meal, but like porridge or something to keep us going.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can definitely get a fire lit pretty quickly, as long as we've got some wood.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have wood?
Can I go look for some with them?
Yeah. In the church are there chairs, pews?
Yeah, there'd be pews and stuff. I'll say, Fig, you quickly run off, break some.
He's just like, oh god, there's bodies in here.
Yeah, it's kind of like a massacre scene. There's just like blood everywhere.
Is there anything cool on them?
Make a quick investigation check.
I already said I took anything useful.
You did.
Yeah, but is it useful
Fig's
to
gonna
Fig?
Yeah, Fig's gonna find something way better now.
14?
What would Fig find interesting is the real question here.
Well, I want to know if there's anything growing on the bodies.
No.
Has anything been eating them? And do they have any cool rocks? Can I also include gems? But I don't assume there's anything there.
Something has been eating them. You notice that one has like an arm off, and you can see at the edges of the wound that there are pretty brutal slashing marks. You can see claws being digging at them, pretty large, almost more like knife marks.
Does it look like the thing's mouth?
No. You can see wounds like that. They're more like two very distinct, like a vampire, but like massive. You can see that in the shoulder, but something smaller has been gnawing at the arm of this creature.
Can I try see if I can figure out what it was?
Sure. Make a nature check.
17!
Okay. It's something I don't think Fig would have actually seen this before. Or maybe through stories and things you might have heard. These are mountain goblins. They have like knife-like fingers rather than your normal goblins that have human-y hands. These have very long protruding fingers that could dig into mountainsides for climbing.
Weird. How recent are these bodies?
The bodies are a couple of days, so
So they've been in here recently. Is there any tracks?
there are tracks that are all over the place. It's hard to tell what is what.
Did I find anything cool?
Not really, no. Nothing's growing on them or anything like that.
I'm just gonna grab a pew and like break it with my hands.
Yeah, easy enough. You come back, you set up a quick fire, use your little mess kit too, or unless Amon has pots and things.
Yeah.
So I've found something weird in the church. There's
Like, was it the bodies?
yeah, but the bodies had been like eaten at by what I can assume to be mountain goblins. So we can't rule out that there isn't any around.
That doesn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't.
I was gonna say, do we know anything about mountain goblins?
I think Emlyn, since you lived in mountains or near mountains, they probably were around. Make a history check. You can re-roll that.
I
That
can't.
was a 1.
Oh, 19, mate.
Okay. I feel like if you're gonna roll low, it may as well be a 1, so you can get the re-roll.
I know. Well, now that I remember.
Yeah. As soon as I see a 1 now, I'm just like, you can re-roll. Yeah, they were like a big problem in your town. They would always come down from the mountains and, generally just like cause a bit of havoc.
Are they more like people or like monsters?
They're more monstrous. You in towns as well. There are goblin folk that have blended into society and they live their normal goblin lives, but these are more monstrous. They don't necessarily wear clothes, and something's different about them to make them more animalistic than a normal goblin.
I guess maybe I relay that.
So who's cooking food?
I feel like maybe Emlyn's cooking badly.
Okay.
But
Fig will
it's not
help.
like, I think it's probably not like a whole meal, right?
Yeah.
It's like porridge with stuff in it. It's something that we can do quickly, especially if there's a possibility that goblins are around in the area.
Malara says, as you're kind of setting up all your pots and things for, again, a quick meal, do you want Harper to help you? He's a pretty good cook, surprisingly. And she kind of goes back to her hood and takes out Harper. Says, can you help Almond cook quickly? Kind of nods his head. And he lands on your shoulder, Emlyn, and he starts crawling all around and helping things. He kind of goes into some spice pouches, throws it into the pot. You want to make a cooking
I've got a cook's utensils.
Yeah, with advantage.
So 16.
With the help of Harper, you make a very nice porridge and use some of that autumn spice that you won in your first trip to Lilion. It kind of warms you up right quick and prepares you for a good day. What's your plan of action?
Guess we keep going up the mountain.
Yeah, I think move on with Emlyn at the back, probably.
Okay.
Maybe Malara at the back, because Emlyn is
Malara's
easy to
big.
scoop. Yeah, but you're easy to scoop.
I think the real problem is that the snow is up to my waist, right? I think the more, if you guys have all gone ahead of me in your winter gear, it's
You
gonna
can
be
always
easier
have a
to get that
lift.
right. No, Emlyn doesn't want to lift.
Veda, you're still using the map, correct?
Yeah, if she can remember what way the path went,
yeah.
because presumably it's covered in snow now.
There are clear, like, pathways. It's not
Okay.
too crazy.
Cool.
It goes Fig in the front,
Mhm.
then Veda, then Malara, and then Emlyn.
I think they're like weird about Fig constantly being like, I'm big and I can help you, and they're like, I can do it myself, thank you. And then, like, can to some extent.
Fig, are you keeping an eye out for things?
Yeah,
Okay.
for any danger.
So could Fig make a perception check and Veda make investigation?
Natural 20!
10.
Awesome. Fig, your eyes are peeled, your ears are open, even though the snow is falling pretty heavily, and it does mess with your vision a little bit. You're still able to keep your eyes out on point. As you continue the day, the snow just keeps on falling. As Veda, you try to lead Fig in the correct path. You know, there's a couple of branching paths through the mountains, and you're not used to mountain traveling. You're not an adventurer like this. You've never done this before. As it hits probably mid-afternoon, Fig, you kind of have to just stop, and everyone kind of like piles up behind you. As you notice in front of you that the path just ends, and you see to the side of you there's a long hill that just falls all the way down, and you can't see how far it goes because of all the snow, and you can't see if there was another side to it. It just seems like a dead drop.
Oh dear. Did we come the wrong way, Veda?
I don't know, maybe. This doesn't seem right.
Can I see the map?
Sure. Hand it over.
If I look at the map, Sandy, are we in the wrong place or is it right?
Make an investigation check.
Bug. Okay.
Can Veda help?
Sure.
Yeah.
'Cause she's like, okay, this is the way I think we were going.
Okay, Veda, why don't you take a hold of the map and I'll try figure it out with you.
Okay. A 9. That's with advantage. Veda sucks at reading maps, apparently.
Yeah. You're just not with it. You're 100% sure that the way you went is the right way. What would you like to do? Would you like to backtrack, or the
Well,
map isn't useful to you?
Here, when was the last time it was a fork? We could have gone a different way.
Yeah, maybe we should go back a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we can carry on this way anyway.
No, not so much. Is it how big is it drop down? If I look
Right.
over.
As you look over the edge, I mean, this path is probably like 15 feet wide. Hard to say. You can't see the bottom.
And even Fig can't like see if there's a way ahead or it.
No, even with that really good perception, you can't see another side to it.
Yeah, there's no way around, we'll have to go back.
I feel like we might as well before we break out the proper climbing rope and everything. I mean, it seemed like there should be a path. I mean, even if we don't know where we are on the map, the path should go the place we're going.
Yeah, we'll go back to the last place that we're sure was on the map, like one of these little landmarks.
You begin backtracking. Another hour passes. You can see now the sun beginning to descend already. As you come back to a fork in the road, went the left side instead of the right. You again heading down the right side now. Another couple of hours pass. You end up in between these two valleys, and you can barely see the top of them, Fig. They're only about 50 foot up on this ridge.
I want to listen out because I feel like this would be a really good place for an ambush.
Make another perception check.
21.
So as you're walking along this mountain pass, you're kind of like halfway up on the right side along one of these hills, and you notice that the valley dips down, and you look at the bottom, you can see a frozen river. In front of you now stands a stone bridge that has taken a good few beatings, and you can see the middle section of the bridge has been repaired with wooden planks. You can see a couple of the planks have fallen because of the weight of the snow that has fallen this night. And to the right of the bridge, you see a frozen waterfall. So probably at the top of this ridge, there's probably like a quarry lock that has this large, probably 20-foot wide waterfall. And the bridge stands 10 foot wide and goes on for about 30 feet.
Did I hear or see any sort of creatures around or any footprints, stuff like that?
Okay, as you're keeping an eye out and your ears out, you do hear, as you're approaching this bridge, the sound of something like scratching through ice. Like something's moving around you.
That's very bad and creepy.
Yeah, it's very bad and creepy. Do I hear what direction it's coming from? Like, is it coming from underneath the bridge?
No, they're coming from up above you, like 50 foot up.
If I look over in the direction, do I see what they are?
You can't see them.
Can we all hear this, or is it just Fig?
If Fig points it out to you as you're standing at this cusp of a bridge, you can hear this like knife against ice, like someone's carving through it.
Do you guys want to see if we can stealthily make it past so we don't bother whatever that thing is?
I definitely think my instinct is to move on as fast as we can.
Do you want me to cast a thing that will make us quieter?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna cast
That'd be a good idea.
Pass Without a Trace.
How big is the section that's only wooden on the bridge?
The majority of it.
Most of it.
You can see that the start of the bridge and the end of the bridge is still stone, but the middle section of it is majority wooden planks. And you can see half of them have like fallen because of the weight of the snow.
How sturdy do the ones that are left look?
You would have to go up and investigate.
I can sneak on up.
I think that what we should do either way is like tie a rope around someone and have them go across, and then tie the rope to the other end so that the person going across, each one individually going across the middle of the bridge, can be holding onto the rope just in case it gives way, because snow's heavy. Imagine I said that in Emily's voice.
Should maybe one of the lighter folk go across first, because I am not light.
I'm not light either.
I mean, I can go. I've
Will
got a
you be
lot of
alright?
rope, so
Do you want us to hold on to it on this side, just so you can get there okay, and if it falls we can catch you?
yeah. And if there's anything that Emily we can like tie it around on the stone side.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah, there's 2 pillars that would like be the start of the bridge, that you could tie one around.
Does it look relatively safe? The pillars, or do they look like they'll fall?
I mean, they've stood most of the test time. They're not like cracked and broken or anything. Who's tying the rope?
I can tie it.
Make
Pretty
a-
good at
can I
tying.
help?
Yeah.
Can it be
Sure.
a group effort?
Yeah, make a survival check.
Okay.
I'm very afraid of death, you know.
18.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty tight. You pull on it a couple of times. Are you tying it like around your waist, or are you just holding it, Emily?
Oh god, around their waist.
Okay. So you tie that around your waist as well.
I'll help them tie that too.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, move quietly and lightly.
Emlyn tries to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Make a stealth check.
You get +10.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's an 11, which means I rolled a 2. That's the worst I could actually have done on stealth. So
Excellent.
I guess 21.
Yeah. Is everyone else stealthing as well? Like while you're waiting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could everyone else make stealth checks?
22?
Oh, we all did really badly. 20.
But with the spell, it's all 20 or over,
It's
right?
all
So
fine.
maybe it's fine.
So, Emlyn, you go across first. Pretty stealthily, lightly. Can you make a strength check? Okay.
It's a 1, which isn't a natural one that I can reroll.
No.
Because my strength is so bad.
Okay. Just because the snow is very thick on here, but you're
Right.
quietly.
No,
But
you've justified why it's strength.
Yep.
Fine.
So as you're trying to push through the snow, you're doing it quite stealthily as best you can. It takes Emlyn a while to get over. You do get over, though, Emlyn, but it takes you a while, and lots of snow falls down from the side. But you get to the other side, and you tie off the rope to the other side. And Emlyn, you're over there now.
Alright, who's coming next?
I'll go next, I suppose.
Holding onto the rope, yeah.
Yeah.
As you begin to walk across, holding the rope, Emlyn did make it easier as they kind of pushed a bunch of the snow away, and you make it across no problem. As Malara and Fig kind of look at each other. Well, do you want to go first?
No, you go first. I'll make sure everything's okay back here.
As Malara puts her foot out, starts to feel it, spreads her legs really far out, almost goes on prone to distribute her weight slightly and slowly start pulling it very, very quietly. And she is able to make it over, as you can see a lot of the snow like shaking off, falling, and does clear a large section of the path.
Okay, I'm gonna try do what Malara did.
Okay.
Try distribute my weight a bit better.
Okay, so you go prone and then pulling yourself across.
Sure.
Fig, as you are on the ground, you being pretty perceptive here, and you kind of like look around as you're trying to be stealthy, as I need you to make a dex save.
Oh, mother... I can't. I don't have time to cast...
No.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh!
There's a rope, though.
There is a rope. Do I get advantage?
No.
I can't believe you're getting Emlyn to roll strength and Fig to do dex.
Yeah, this is so cheeky.
As Fig,
Rip.
holding onto the rope, begins to fall. Fig, how much would you say you weigh?
21 stone.
21 stone. Okay. So if a falling furbolg of 21 stone was holding onto rope, would the rope snap?
Is this a riddle?
No, it's a
Sounds like
pretty...
one.
I'm putting it
It's
out there
good
for
climbing rope. You said it was like climbing rope that we bought.
Yeah,
Yep.
climbing rope wouldn't snap. It's designed to hold weight.
Fig's weight.
Yeah.
Yes.
From the giant town climbing
Yeah.
rope we bought at the climbing shop.
It's got metal weaved into it.
Rope's pretty fucking strong.
As you hear this, doom, Fig, you begin to fall. All the wood that was holding this up begins to collapse. All the wood kind of like sandwiches up towards you, and kind of like hits you in the face, and you begin to fall. As the rope pings back up and is still attached to the other side as you begin to fall, which you did not untie from on the other side. As it begins to fall, Fig, you start tumbling, and you land pretty hard in the snow. This is too quick of a reaction to kind of do anything. You take 3d10 fall damage.
Oof.
17 damage as you land on the snow, as Fig's weight goes through the snow and slams onto the ice. Fig, as you kind of spin up, and you just see this hulking ogre creature with this brown fur kind of all over its back and its chest, just kind of standing there with a large club and javelins on its side, as you saw that kind of exact its trap.
Okay, well, when I see it, can I go invisible, please?
So as Fig, as everyone else not under the spell of Pass Without a Trace, you now see above you, jumping down with claws in the side of the ice and the mountain, sliding down, another one of these hulking creatures, and a much smaller one. Emlyn, knowing this to be a mountain goblin. What's everyone doing?
When I'm invisible, I still pass without a trace up, so he wouldn't see any footprints if I move away.
I guess not, no?
How high is the difference between... Oh, you said it was 30 feet, yeah?
A 30-foot drop, yes.
So if I do move away and try and hide,
Okay. Take
away from
hide
the
action.
creature. Do I roll stealth?
Yeah.
So again, 21.
So as you go invisible, you just see this like large creature, large tusks protruding out of its face, holding this big club. And Fig going invisible as it kind of just starts looking around for you. As you see these things now climbing down, Emlyn, what are you doing?
I feel like if there's no clear way from where Fig is up, then maybe they're like lowering another rope, or like they tie another rope and lower one end down to Fig, because I feel like that means if we have to go down or he needs to come up, it's more likely we can do it. So I think that's probably their first like thought.
As your action, you take out another whole section of rope,
I guess.
You begin tying it around. Make a survival check to see how good you can tie it in this quick action.
Oh no. Got a great +0 on. Oh, it's 16.
16. That's pretty
Could
good.
be much worse.
Yeah. So you tie around the similar pillar, tie it down, and drop it down to Fig. Is there anything you want to use for your bonus action?
I think maybe out of habit they just sort of try and hide behind the pillar so that the things cannot see them.
Awesome. Okay. Roll stealth. Okay, 15. So as you just drop this rope and you hide in between like the wall and the pillar, as these things begin, they hit into the bottom, and they're kind of looking at Malara and Veda. Veda, what are you doing?
How close are the things to us?
Probably 10 feet away from you.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to cast Burning Hands. It's a
What-
15-foot cone, so it should get them both.
So what does this look like when you cast it?
You should just like kind of hold her hands out right in front of her, with her arms really straight, and just like a bunch of fire coming out of her hands.
So is that a dexterity save?
Yes.
So as you put your hands out, a large flame wall engulfs these two. The ogre, very slow moving, kind of hulking muscles with a big great club, kind of just takes it to the face, taking 7 damage. As the goblin is trying to duck out the way, but slams into the side of the ogre and doesn't able to get out of the way as all this fire starts consuming it. And as you launch it forward, the goblin just catches on fire and starts running around in flames, and then just falls off the hill. Probably
Down
perishes.
towards Fig? Oh no, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Fig, as you're like hiding away, you just see this like flaming bottle of a goblin falling off a hill.
Yikes.
I
As-
think she'll just take a few steps back as well.
Okay. So yeah, your back's kind of like up against the drop, as the ogre up top is... he's probably going to go for the one that kind of attacking it. Big club towards Veda is a 12.
Misses.
As it just swings wide and it slams into the side of the mountain, as Emlyn, that you're hiding in this bit, snow just begins to fall on top of you slightly. And you're able to shake it off, as the other one is looking for Fig. Make a perception check. 17. I
Nope.
don't believe it sees you for a 21. Just like walks up towards where you were, Fig. As Malara, she's going to fly into a rage, for one. So she just turns to the thing, "Rah!" And she's going to try push it off the cliff. At advantage, she's going to shove. 22. And the ogre's going to try resist. 23. Okay, so as Malara just charges forward, tries to shove this thing off, and it just kind of looks down towards her, unmoving now. And you can see her muscles straining. As Fig, what are you doing? As this thing's now looking for you down at the bottom.
I'm being very concerned. If I cast anything, I'll be out of hiding, won't I?
Yes.
I am going to... yeah, I'll try go up the rope.
Okay. So you're just kind of making a break for it and climbing the rope.
Yeah, that'll be my action minute to climb the rope. I can't
Yes.
heal myself and climb the rope.
You're going to be doing it quickly, so can you make an athletics check for me?
20.
Yeah, easy enough. Grab onto the rope and you start climbing up pretty fast. So you get halfway up, and then you see Fig now ascending. What would you like to do, Emlyn?
I think Emlyn's just going to attack, but with short swords.
Okay.
They leap out from an unexpected angle and hitting his legs. Does a 14 hit?
Yep, it hits.
So that's 9 plus 4.
Yeah, as you drive your short sword into its leg, it seems to be pretty alright. It seems to look down at its bleeding leg, and it's still like looking to be swinging.
Okay, well maybe Emlyn could be heroically distracting it, maybe, so they just attack again instead of hiding. Does a 13 hit?
Yes, it does.
3. A strong 3.
Nice. Okay. So as you just drive your short swords into its leg, it kind of looks down.
I probably want to go around the other side of it, actually. I just want to confuse it, or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. So you start like running around trying to confuse it, like in between its legs and stuff.
I mean, I think what Emlyn's really doing is panicking. You know?
Yeah.
That's the panic strategy.
Veda, what would you like to do since this thing's all up in your grill?
I think she might just whip out her rapier and stab it.
Okay.
12.
That hits.
7 piercing.
What does it look like when you fight it with your rapier?
I mean, really should just make a stab towards it.
Okay. Is there like a certain style that you kind of go for? Is it more like fencing, or is it just like wildly like stabbing with a rapier?
I think like not like wildly. I think she kind of knows what she's doing with it, but yeah.
Okay.
I feel like rapiers are so pointy. You just have to sort of thrust.
Okay. So,
No
yeah.
point in like slashing it or anything.
No, of course not. You thrust towards this creature with your rapier, and it pierces in, and it has this like weird like as it hits through, and kind of like as you pull it out, like a little spurt of blood just like starts
it's
spewing out.
leaking.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do?
She'd take an opportunity attack. She moved out the way, wouldn't she?
Yes.
I'm just gonna try it anyway.
So as you start running away, this thing says and takes a swing with its great club. 15?
Well, it hits.
11 bludgeoning. It wails you on the back as you kind of like stumble forward, trying to run away. You still get away, but how far are you moving away from it?
15 feet.
15 feet? Okay. As it takes a swing, Malara gets kind of pissed off. It says, "Hey! Look at me!" And she's going to take a swing with her axe. Reckless, 24. Big strike from Malara hits into its chest, and you see now crimson falling into the snow, and it's kind of weirdly bright as it hits onto the floor, and it kind of just looks towards her. As it's going to take a big strike towards Malara, I think. 21, which hits. 13, halved as she is raging. Wails her in the chest, and she kind of like falls back slightly. She looks to ready herself as the other one runs over to where Fig is, and he's going to, from his height with his great club, try whack at you. I'll call that a disadvantage, Fig. It's a natural one. As it tries to jump and hit you, as it doesn't judge the distance right, and it just kind of like headbutts the wall and falls back onto the ground, and it's just lying there prone, not moving right now. As Fig, what are you doing as you're climbing up the rope?
I'm gonna climb the rest of the way.
Yeah, so you get up there.
So there's monsters up there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, as you kind of like get back up, you just see this large creature right in front of you.
Oh, nuts. Okay, I'm gonna run over with my staff.
Yep.
And cast Shillelagh as my bonus action.
Okay.
And whack him with my Shillelagh staff.
Go for it.
Natural one.
Yeah. So what does it look like when you cast Shillelagh?
I think that I just grip my staff tighter, and like a sort of luminescent gold shimmer goes over it.
Okay.
And like makes it harder. But okay. I whiffed it.
Yeah. So you're just kind of like looking at this magical staff, and as you swing it out, the gold just kind of draws your eye to it as you just swing wide, and it just misses. We will go to Emmeline, who's running around like a little madman.
I guess I just keep attacking the same.
Go for it.
1.
17 hits. 7 damage. As you just kind of keep giving him these little nicks into his leg.
So that's 17, and again, I think that they're just focused on that instead of trying to like hide it all.
Mm-hmm. So 19 altogether. So as you keep driving your short swords into his leg, you kind of like lift yourself up a couple of times to really draw down his calf muscles, and he starts like hobbling around trying to like swat you with his hand as he's just going to like take a wide swing with his great club towards you as you've been bothering it. Emmeline, 18?
That does hit, yes.
And 7 bludgeoning as he just wails you across the chest as you kind of like stumble in the snow, as the other one kind of gets up, and he's going to launch a javelin upwards towards Fig's back. It's a crit, so 26.
Oh no, yep. Mm-hmm.
So you take 16 points of damage.
Oh my god.
As Veda and Malara,
Yikes.
you just see this javelin come up and just pierce Fig right through his chest, as blood and crimson just fall over the snow and onto the face of this other ogre in front of him. And Fig, you're just kind of like surprised now there's a piece of wood through your chest. Veda, what would you like to do?
Veda, seeing this, is gonna cast Healing Word at Fig, and I'm gonna cast it 2nd level.
10 healing altogether.
Oh, thank you so much. I was dying.
I am also going to cast Vicious Mockery at the ogre that's wrestling with Malara.
Okay, go for it. 14 wisdom save. Natural 20, but it's an
Whoa.
18.
God damn it.
Yeah. So as you're trying to like shout things at it, it mustn't not hear you.
Too windy.
Yeah. What?
Too much snow dampening the sound.
Yeah.
It's just like. Ah.
So it doesn't have an effect. As Malara is going to go for another great axe attack towards this creature, Reckless. As you just see these massive swings that she does, just kind of leaving herself really open to any attack available. 26 on the ogre to doing 10 slashing. As she cuts through most of the ogre's arm and into the side of its stomach, as it kind of starts falling slightly, as it looks like on death's door. Fake, what would you like to do?
I will try and whack the guy that's dying.
Yeah, sure.
22!
22? Yeah, you wail him in the back. 12.
12 damage.
Okay, how does it look like when you kill this thing?
I'm just gonna crack it across the face, and it's like so hard it breaks its cheekbone, and it just like smashes into its brain.
Okay, nice. Gore everywhere as it starts spinning around and just like falls over. As you begin to see the other ogre start climbing the rope, as this large, his big friend just falls down and lands on top of him. Snow jettisons upwards, and no one seems to be moving down there. As this upwards of 30 stone creature landing on your head is probably not the best idea. What would you guys like to do?
Fig's just gonna wipe the blood out of his face.
Can
Oh,
Emlyn
that was
retrieve
bad.
the rope?
So you get the first rope that you're climbing up. What about the other one? The good climbing rope.
I mean, Emlyn wants it.
Yeah.
Are they like definitely unmoving?
They're, as you kind of like wait like a couple of minutes to see if they're getting up or not, they don't seem to be moving.
I feel like the only way I can think of how to get it back would be to like climb over to the other side, and then swing down on it and then climb up it.
Yeah, that's a way to do it.
I get if Emlyn voices that idea, is anyone like no, or are they like do it?
Fig's like lying down on the snow.
If you think you can, Emlyn, it's really up to you. I definitely couldn't do that, but if you think you can.
Problem is that I like think that Emlyn thinks they can. I mean, if they fall down, someone could always just do the same thing and like throw the rope down, and they could climb back up.
It depends how much you want that rope back.
I mean, I want to do it because I think it would be fun. And I think Emlyn overestimates their own ability at everything. So maybe let's do it.
Okay.
I just request that we have a little break.
You wanna have
Yeah,
a
I
short
mean,
rest?
if Fig's going to be resting anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're gonna, make your way back across the rope.
Yep.
What's that called when you're like on your back and you're.
I don't know, but like shimmying. I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
basically shimmying
Like-
across. So for that, make a athletics check.
Oh, okay.
That was a 7.
Okay, good.
As you kind of struggle to lift yourself up onto the rope.
I think they don't take their big backpack. I'd like to
Yeah.
point out.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. But you're pretty good at climbing. I'll give you that.
I am good at climbing.
But this is a different kind of climbing. As you start wheeling around, it takes you a while. You don't fall. It just takes you a while as you carefully start pulling yourself across.
It's really cold. It was a lot further than they thought.
Yeah. So it probably takes you like 3-4 minutes to get across.
I'm not getting a short rest. All right.
As you onto the other side, untie the rope.
Okay.
You've got a rope in hand and a 30-foot swing on the other.
Is
Fine.
it like? But the bridge keeps going at the other end, right? So if the rope like swings and overshoots, it's not just gonna like immediately hit rock.
No, there'll be a bit of swing, but depending on how you're.
Okay. The way that physics works, I'm pretty sure, is that I'm not gonna go further up.
No. You want like. You could.
Right? Like there's only so far they can go.
But trying to
Right?
judge how far that is, because it obviously juts out slightly. I'd say probably like 5 foot as you swing.
Only juts out 5 foot at the
Probably
other
5.
end.
Probably 5 foot of stone bridge on either side, and then it was 15 foot of wood planks. So
Wow, and then it's got like 0 wisdom. So they're already here.
You're on the other side.
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
I would say for this, either make acrobatics or athletics.
Please, acrobatics.
Yeah, 17.
Oh god, okay.
So, as you are holding onto the rope, looking over the edge, you kind of like shimmy over to the edge, and you just let the rope drop to let it swing slightly, as you then jump higher up on the rope to grab it, as you do this amazing kind of trapeze effect. As it begins falling, you're able to jump farther enough with your thief's abilities, and you can grab it as you swing up. And as you're falling, you're even climbing up at the same time with quick motion. As it swings up, you take out your ice pick, and as at the height of the apex of the swing, you grab your ice pick in and swing out, and you're able to pull yourself up with the rope.
Ada just like gives a little round of applause.
Same with
claps,
Malara.
but he's not looking.
Yeah.
He's just face down in the snow.
As Malara goes, "Oh, I should have just got Harper to go get it for you."
Oh my god.
Harper, speak up next time.
Honestly. And then it's trying to pretend it was no big deal, but they're like exhausted.
If we're taking a short rest, I'll do Song of Rest if people want to roll
Oh, yes, please.
extra hit die.
I'm gonna
Is that
roll some
like-
die.
An extra D6, isn't it? Is that D6 for
Yeah,
your
you get an extra 1d6 HP when you roll a hit die.
If I don't roll a hit die, do I still get that?
Oops.
No.
I don't think so. I think it's just as a thing.
That's
I roll a hit die then. How many hit points do you guys have?
30.
34.
So I do actually have the most hit points. Got it.
Yeah, it's
Got it.
weird.
I feel like I keep avoiding combat, and then I'm like, I maybe shouldn't do that.
Beta's surprisingly beefy for a bard.
Yeah, Fig's not beefy for the tank-ish person in the group.
Yeah. Also, Fig's not a tank.
He can be!
He can
know,
be
but
if
he's
he
not-
changes.
If he changed into a different thing, yeah. But I feel like in the past he's just like gone down.
I have symbiotic entity, which makes me a little bit beefier.
But at the moment you are like squishiest.
Yeah.
I keep like not losing any hit points in fights.
Rogues,
It's because I can... Yeah, rogues are dumb.
It's
I
wow, that's
can
never happened to me
cast-
before.
as you're taking a rest, is there any conversations you like to have or anything like that?
I think Veda's maybe just sitting looking at the little green crystal that she's got, thinking out loud about it, and just saying, the green crystal in Poppy's well that I talked to said that it was a crystal of knowledge, and that the red crystal was used for war and destruction. And Dugan Harmon said that the king wanted him to get that red crystal to help with the war. He's from Zudaria as well, so what if Alexander knows that it's there and he has a little red crystal and he's going to go and put that in this machine that controls the stars?
And
I mean,
then,
that would be bad.
does a meteor count as a star?
I don't think it's the same thing, but it can't be good whatever it is.
What if he's
So-
going up there to... Like, a meteor is not good for anybody, surely.
I wouldn't have thought so, no.
So, like, I wouldn't know what the heck they're gonna go up there and do with it. Like, are
Maybe
they gonna
they-
try and make it land?
Yeah. Maybe they wanna destroy Sasan or somewhere. Or maybe they just want people to know that they could control it to get more power or something.
I definitely think we need to try to stop them. I don't know. I saw that vision of myself put the green crystal into the machine, and apparently that means that I'm fated to do it, but I'm a little bit apprehensive about putting a crystal into a machine when I don't really know what it does.
Well, maybe if there's already a meteor coming, you'd be able to, like, know what to do with it.
Maybe ask the crystal. It's supposed to be intelligence, right? And the other one could talk.
I don't think this little one can.
Have you tried?
No.
Well, how about next time you meet a magic huge crystal, you just ask it, how do we not die? Just in advance, and then we'd know.
That would be a good idea.
Well, you know, hindsight's 2020.
I don't think Emlyn was saying that maliciously. I think that they
Can I
just
see the
think
map?
that like you guys are attracting all kinds of magic crystals. Yeah, does Fig want to look at the map and see?
I just want to see it.
As you kind of on your rest having this conversation, you kind of take out the map to see where's next on your path. As it's probably hitting 4 o'clock, as the sun begins to set a little bit now. Getting lost probably put extra time on you.
I feel like we want to get further away from wherever these goblins and things came from before we set up camp.
Yeah, we need to find somewhere safe. When are we wanting to start looking for a camp?
Maybe when it gets dark.
But it's starting to get dark now, so it's going to get dark at like 5, but I suppose climbing a mountain isn't a very good idea.
I think
So-
let's get at least a little bit further.
Let me know when to start looking and I can keep my eye out for something good.
As you begin walking down the road, Fig, you just want to make a perception check for me?
I will do that. That's a 10.
10. Okay. You begin just following the path that is in front of you. As you continue on for the next couple of hours, the night is upon you. Fig, you want to find a place?
I want to find a hovel. Survival. 26.
26. Nice. As you head on forward, you find this. There's a small split path. You head down one right side as you're kind of investigating, and you find that at the end of this has a small lean-in where a cave is kind of beginning to start. It seems to be pretty dry. The snow has not bothered it very much, and it seems to be a perfect place to set up camp for the evening.
Should we start a fire tonight? Or is that too obvious?
I don't know.
I feel like before
there's
we went up,
goblins and things.
Should we just have a little cuddle puddle?
I mean, we can huddle together for warmth, if that's what you mean.
Cuddle puddle, yes.
Every time Fig says that, it makes Emlyn less and less likely to join in.
What's wrong with a cuddle puddle, Emlyn?
I also think that Emlyn is like done now. I think by the time it had like got dark, they're like trudging along at the back, trying to get through the snow. It's been like quite hard for them, even with the others going ahead the whole day, I think. And they're just like done. They're grumpy. They're ready to sleep.
In this area, like there's no real snow here. It's kind of stone floor. Are we setting up tents and things, or is it going to be just bedrolls on the floor? And for cooking in this evening, are you starting a fire or anything for that?
I think Emlyn doesn't want to start a fire.
Okay.
Because of all the monsters. And all the potential monsters, you know.
Yep, potential monsters.
But I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I feel like they're happy to just like eat rations and sleep.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
Do watches.
What's the watch list then?
I mean, Veda doesn't mind going first.
First? Okay. Malara will probably go last.
Would it not be better if she goes second? She's got dark vision.
That's sure. She can go second.
Okay, I'll go.
Oh yeah, maybe Emlyn should go last so that it might be just starting to get light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fig will go second last, so it's maybe a little bit lighter as well.
Okay. Does Veda set up her tent?
Yeah, I think so.
So it can fit 2 people in there, you and whoever you want.
Folk can, like, use it while Veda's on watch and stuff.
Okay.
Get some warm sleep.
I don't know if Fig would fit in it.
I'd say you would.
Just feet sticking out the end.
Yeah.
Veda, for the first watch, as you have pretty sad meal of just like dry meats and nothing else really. Probably some nuts. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
17?
On your watch, is there anything that you think about or want to do?
I think she's probably just going to be mulling over all the stuff that's been happening, trying to make sense of it all.
Okay.
Try to figure out what the hell these people are doing up this mountain.
Mountain party.
It's Alexander's 40th.
Stag do.
He's really into climbing.
Yeah. As you're contemplating on this and you're kind of keeping an eye out, you notice that there's torchlight flickering and the unmistakable sound of a restless dog trying to get through snow. As you hear the and you see coming around the corner 2 people holding torches and a dog walking. What would you like to
Are
do?
they coming towards us?
Not heading directly towards you, but like patrolling.
Do they seem like they've spotted us?
Not yet, no. Perhaps if you had a fire, they might have seen you, but you have not. You notice that these 2 people, 5 to 6 foot tall, seem to be wearing some sort of armor and have short swords at their side. And you even notice that the dog that they have with them has a jacket on and like boots on,
Oh,
and they seem to
Please
be.
don't make us kill a dog, Sandy.
not a dog wearing boots.
You hear them speak.
Okay. Can she hear what they're saying?
Don't know why we have to go out looking for them. It's so cold. Jasper, you doing okay? And you kind of like pats the dog. Don't see them around here anywhere. Right, I think we need to find a place to stay or something. It's getting cold. Anything you want to do?
I think she's going to stay really quiet unless they start coming closer or anything.
Okay.
Just stay quiet and watch them.
As you stay quiet, and they kind of start looking around. I don't see anything around here. Let's just head back. It's probably quicker. And they turn around and you see the dog trying to like run through the snow. And they just head off.
Just going to let them go.
Okay. As your watch comes to an end, Lara gets up. See what she does.
Tell Malara about them and say that I think they might have been looking for us.
Okay. No worries, I'll keep an eye out.
Hopefully they won't come back.
If they do, then I'll... Do you want me to engage or just stay quiet?
If they seem like they're going to find us, then maybe like wake us up and we can deal with it. But if they don't seem to know that way, yeah, maybe it's better just to let them go.
Okay. 26, Malara.
Nice. Very perceptive.
It's like her one good skill.
Same.
As she sits watching, as she just looks up at the sky and goes, for fuck's sake. As the wind starts blowing through, it just begins to again snow very heavily, continuing on. It's what that rolling of that 6 was. The wind kind of wakes you, a couple of you up as it starts getting way, way colder. As Lara kind of starts bundling up now. She wakes up Fig. Fig, it's your turn.
Okay, how was yours? Was yours okay?
Yeah, the weather's probably turning for the worst.
Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna go stay outside. Oh god.
Yeah.
I don't imagine I can see for very far, can I?
Not really, no. It's just
Okay.
becomes...
I'm just gonna try rely on my hearing then.
Okay.
For this perception roll. 21. I also, seeing how I'm not really paying attention with my eyes, I'm gonna start building little snowmen. And use my little stick collection and my rock collection to give them like buttons and arms.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna make them like little fur balls.
Okay. Make a performance check.
Okay. I don't think I'm very arty. Natural 1!
Aww.
Why does
Bet
this
they're
always
cute
happen?
though.
With his dancing and his snowman, he always rolls a 1.
You just forget to like pad it down, so it just kind of like crumbles a lot of the time. As soon as you put like a stick through it, it just like explodes with snow because you're being too rough with it. You end up with like one okay one, not amazing, but
I feel like Fig sees him as really, really good, but if anyone else sees him as just like a little mound of snow with a stick in it.
Yeah.
He's like a fur ball.
yeah. You also hear off into the distance.
His little ears like perk up and he kind of looks around. Do I know what direction it's going?
It's coming from where that fork in the road was, where Veda, you saw the people walking past this corridor. So it's like directly in front of you.
Does the person sound like they're in pain?
Hard to say without moving forward. All you just hear is...
I'm gonna shovel Veda's leg. Veda,
Hey,
Veda,
what?
I can hear someone and it sort of, I don't know, it sounds like they're yelling for help. They might not be, but they're yelling. Something.
Are they still making noise? I can't hear anything.
Are they, Sandy?
As you kind of like start trying to listen to it, you do hear one more time.
That sounded like help to me.
Fig, we can't go wandering around in this weather trying to find someone who may or may not be trying to trap us.
What if I do it as like an animal? He will know.
If you want to have a look, I guess maybe can you be a bird?
No, but I can be a goat. Second best thing.
I don't know if it's a good idea for you to go off alone.
But what if they die out there?
I don't
Should-
know, it's hard enough up here.
What if me and Emlyn go and Emlyn's can be sneaky?
You'll have to ask them.
Emlyn! I shake Emlyn's leg.
Ellen was like very asleep, but eventually is like, what? Is it time?
I think I can hear someone yelling for help. And I was wondering if you'd go with me to go check if they're okay.
Can you be a seahorse or something?
A seahorse can't go in the snow. But I can be a goat.
Yeah.
Or like a bear. Or a deer.
Can Emlyn hear this yelling?
Yeah, you just hear off in the distance.
Let's go. I think Emlyn was like not that undressed because it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
So
I think most of you are just wearing your clothes.
yeah, I think they're
Sleeping in
happy
coats.
to like bundle on a cloak and try and hear what it is.
Okay.
I think if it does sound like someone shouting for help, then they probably do want to try and help, even though it's probably a stupid idea.
Okay.
That's why Emlyn's into it.
You head out of your safety of your cave.
Are you gonna be a bear or something? Or something small? I mean, maybe it should be something that's distracting in case it goes wrong.
I can be a... But like, what sort of small thing? Like, I could be a squirrel or a bunny rabbit or a Arctic fox.
Arctic fox sounds good.
Okay,
It's
I'll turn
white,
into...
isn't it?
I'll turn into an Arctic fox. I'm pretty sure I could turn into foxes.
You turn into basically a big fluffy fox as you start walking your way out, Emlyn. The snow. It takes you a little bit while. You know, it's probably up to your waist now as you're kind of like trudging through the snow as this Arctic fox is quite happily to run through.
Can I still try and be stealthy? I mean, presumably it'll be
Yeah.
easy for me to hide.
Yeah.
Just pop down. I think they're wearing like they like stick something like a cream light shirt over the top instead of because all of like normally everything they have is like black, right?
If you've had like a wool jumper on in the snow where it just like clings to it.
Oh god, definitely. I think that like their feet are dry because they bought these nice new boots.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the rest of their clothes are getting like so wet. I guess they got some like furs from the people who are in the church, but
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you do have some bits that are just like getting wet from the snow.
oh god, definitely, yeah.
As you're going through, you have this fox kind of, I'd assume in front of you, as you can make stealth checks.
It's a 20.
Fig, are you rolling stealth
Oh,
or are
yeah.
you just being normal? Like
He's just
walking
being a
around?
normal little fox.
Okay.
Foxing around.
Okay, but stealthy because we're next to each other, right?
Okay. Do I get advantage because I'm white?
Hashtag white privilege.
Right?
No.
Uh,
So yeah, as you turn to, not used to this form of a fox, you start walking around and start playing with some snow, and you find some good rocks for making snowmen. As you head out, and now the wind is just picking up. It's start to begin to hard to hear because all the wind's just blowing through you. A lot of the snow is being picked up and thrust into the air as you do hear, "Help! Anyone! Help!" off to the right side further down the path, and it's just kind of like echoing out.
I'm gonna run towards that noise.
Okay.
But making sure Emlyn's
Gonna-
like near me.
Yeah, I feel like Ellen is like behind though.
As you approach, you see the person but the Veda saw this. You now see an orc person wearing leather armor, sword at their side. He's kind of like looking over the edge. As you kind of like peer down to see what's going on, you see the guy holding his dog, looking up, and he's like on the side of a hill, and he's just kind of looking up, and he just says, "Just go find someone. I'll be okay."
The dog!
I guess maybe Emma. Oh god, this is probably so stupid, but I think maybe Emily gets a tiny bit closer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Fig gonna like
Looking-
do anything?
Fig's looking very concerned as a fox.
They don't seem to notice you. He does look over and look at a fox, but it doesn't. It's a fox.
How long did it take us to get here from where we were camping?
Mostly
hear
10
them
minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes.
As in you slowly moving through the snow.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not far though.
Unless Fig looks like he's gonna go back.
No, he looks pretty set on especially saving the dog.
As far away as Emlyn can be, where they think they're still going to be heard. Maybe they're like ducked down, so they're like in the snow.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? I feel like it wouldn't be hard for them to be behind the snow.
No.
And I want maybe they like yell out, "Who's there?"
I just like to think that they look over and see the fox and think it's the fox.
I'll roll to see if they think it's the fox.
Also, Emlyn doesn't know about the people patrolling earlier, so
No, you don't. They look over, they see the fox, and they're like, "Hello? Who's there?
who are you with?
We're just a band traveling through the mountains. Who's there? I can't see you. Step into my light. And he's like got a torch up.
Emlyn does not step into the light. What are you doing up here? It's not the fastest way through.
We're up here investigating a ruin. Archaeological digs.
Do they have like weapons on them?
Oh yeah.
Heavily armed? Archaeological digs.
It's dangerous up here. We're the security, doing on our patrols. Our friend has fallen.
What's the name of your commander?
Alexander.
That dog is too good for you.
I don't know whether Emlyn wants to like help or interfere or try and like make it worse.
No, Emlyn! Save the dog at least.
I don't actually like know Disney at all. But you know when like, you know in The Lion King?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
The only Disney film you've seen.
I saw it when I was babysitting. I was shocked at the ending. Is this person like moving towards?
No, he's not moving.
Put your weapons down.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
That's a natural one, but I re-roll them. Oh no, it's advantage.
It's advantage, so 13.
Oh, it's only 13. Okay. That's actually worse than re-rolling it, maybe, because that's a solid 10, bang in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put my weapons away. And he takes out a short sword and throws it to where he hears your voice. Please, I just need to help him.
Big looks at Emlyn. And like gestures towards them.
Does the guy have other visible weapons? Or
No, he doesn't have like a bow or anything. He's just had a short sword.
how far did he throw the sword? Can I get to it easily?
Yeah, I would say so.
Cool. Without being seen? Without moving to the light, at least, anyway.
It's probably just on the edge of his light because it's about a 20-foot radius light, and it's probably, you're probably just on the edge of that. You could, with a good perception check, he could probably, see your hand or anything like that.
And then guess the sword.
Okay. Trying to be as sneaky as possible.
Yeah. You need
Can
me to
I
roll
run
stealth?
past, like, quickly as a fox to, like, make them like, whoa?
Sure. As you run past, like, just look at the fox and you grab the sword, Emlyn.
I'm so sorry. I'm having like a difficult time knowing what to do.
No, this is why I put this shit in here, because I want you to figure it out.
Like who Emlyn is as a person.
I'm gonna run back to Emlyn. Is there anywhere Fig could hide, like, as his furbolg self?
You would have
Like
to
any
go
big
prone.
rocks he could
Well,
stand
I feel
behind?
like if you're staying near them and you're bothering Emlyn, instead of just like leaving them there, then they're gonna get a sense. They're gonna like assume that you mean to help them.
If you go prone, they wouldn't be able to see you as the snow's piled up.
Okay, I will go prone and bamf into me again.
Okay.
I say what we do is we tell them that if we help them and we save them, then we'll make a deal that they can't go back and talk to their boss about us, and we'll forget this ever happened, and we'll go on our ways.
That's what I was thinking.
Good turn for
I
good
mean-
turn.
I don't trust them to do it though.
Should I ask?
No.
But I can tell that
Just
people's.
They're just gonna say, they're gonna be like, oh no, of course we won't go back to him.
But I can. Emlyn, I'm very good at telling when people are lying. I can tell it in their voice. Trust me,
Maybe-
they just want to help their friend and their dog.
There's another guy down there.
Yeah, there's a guy down there. His dog.
Emlyn yells out, and your friend, get them to drop their weapons.
I
Okay.
think he's a bit-
Okay. Hey! Can you just drop your weapons? And he just shouts out, okay.
How far down was it, Fig?
15, 20 feet.
Emlyn cuts one of their regular pieces of rope.
Okay.
They have 100 feet of like regular rope. Maybe it's already in two halves.
Yeah, it's in
And I
between, it's normally in 50-foot coils.
Yeah, okay. So it's not their like good climbing rope. It's
Okay.
their regular rope. And I think that they like throw it towards the guy. And at the same time, if I were you, I'd go back home. And I want you to remember this. Could have left you here very easy. They throw the rope. And I
Okay.
think they make to, while they're busy trying to get their friend, want to head back to where they were rather than being able to be tracked.
Okay.
I want to make sure that they get their friend up and the dog's okay.
Emlyn does not.
Okay. If Emlyn, you leave.
Do I see them, like, doing stuff with this rope?
Yeah, he throws the rope down. You see him start tying it to the dog, and he starts pulling the dog up through the rope. And he's struggling because it's like a lot of snow, and he's kind of sliding slightly and windy, and it's not an easy job. If there was anything you wanted to do.
I want to help so bad.
What would Fig do? Emlyn's not there anymore.
I don't want to get kidnapped or something. I have an idea. I'm gonna call out, "Hey, do you need a hand?"
Yes! I'm gonna see what his strength roll is. As you can see him like slipping, he's like, yes! It's very hard!
Okay, I'm gonna disguise self.
Okay.
Yeah, as some climber dude with a mustache. I'm like, oh, hey there,
Very
I was just
looking climber dude in the
Yes.
night on the mountain.
human man. Oh, hey there, I was just walking past and I saw you guys were having some trouble, so
Yes,
need a hand?
If you could help me, that would be much appreciated.
Yes, of course, dear buddy. And I'll help him with strength.
Easy enough.
Would it be?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
They're
am
gonna think like a stranger helped them now.
They're gonna
be like,
think
oh, we don't owe anyone anything.
weirdly.
This climber man helped.
This climber man who's weirdly strong.
I'm just imagining the hiker Pokemon trainers. No, like the.
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm picturing. But with like a beard.
As you start lifting him up easy, the dog gets up and kind of like sits down as you throw down the rope again, and he's helping his friend up. Is there anything you want to do?
I'm gonna pet the dog.
Okay.
Say, you're okay
Does
there,
he-
buddy? And I'm gonna use the furball thing where I can talk to the dog, make sure he's okay.
He seems panicked, but he's okay.
I'm gonna say, it's okay, calm down, you're safe.
So you see him like now trying to pull his friend up. Do you help with that, or are you happy just letting him doing it?
I'm gonna help him up.
Yeah.
And the second he's up, I'm gonna just turn around and run away.
Did Fig see whether or not the guy did drop his weapons who was at the bottom of the slope?
You didn't see, no. As soon as he comes back up, climbs back up. Did you take his sword, or did you just grab it?
Oh, Emlyn took the sword, yeah.
Okay.
Just
And they were hoping that the other guy left his behind.
Yeah.
If he was at the bottom of the slope.
Yeah. So as he kind of comes up, he kind of lifts himself up. The two people kind of look towards you, Fig, as you just run off into the distance.
I'm gonna say, great, glad you're okay, and I'm gonna run into the darkness
Yeah.
and run behind like a rock and turn into Fox again and just run back.
They just kind of like look at each other, just like.
It was a magical fox spirit of the mountains. I feel it was just like a skinny old guy who looked a bit like Merlin the Wizard. But like when he was going on holiday, so like sun cap. I don't know why.
Okay.
I think that maybe when like Fig gets back, Emlyn has like woken Vader up and is like, I don't know what he's doing. They're fucking dangerous people. Like as Fig is coming back in.
Yeah.
Emlyn is just talking shit about him.
I feel like while you guys were away, Vader wouldn't have gone back to sleep. She would have been like sitting, waiting, and worrying about where you were.
Oh.
No one
They
woke
don't-
Malara, so
They don't try follow him or anything, do they?
you don't know.
Well, can
He
I
ran
roll
back.
perception, see if I can see that he follows me?
Sure.
I get advantage because I'm a fox.
Okay.
You just tell Vader that you like rescued
23.
They don't seem to follow you immediately. No.
I'm gonna like run about a bit, like all rage, like a fox is just having a good time.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna run off again.
It was two men and a dog.
Aye.
They were looking for us when I was on my watch earlier. I think they were looking for someone. I assume it was us.
Well, they said they were with Alexander, so that doesn't surprise me.
If they're with Alexander, why would you help them?
Because
I run
thought
in.
if we helped them, then they might be more kind towards us when we run into all of them. But then Fig's gone off and done something else, so
I run back in
they're just fine.
and turn into Fig. I'm like, there's a dog. Had to save them.
Why?
There's a dog.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I couldn't let a dog get hurt. He's innocent.
What would you have done?
I think I would have left them.
Even the dog.
I don't know the dog.
All dogs are good dogs.
Maybe so, but not all dogs are trying to find us and probably kill us again.
What if
No,
it's
he
a
was
good,
a good
dog
dog.
that's been trained to try and find us and kill us?
No. It's fine. I wasn't me when I saw them.
I think that's worse. Because then when us turn up, they won't even know that it was us that saves them.
Well, I can just turn back into the guy that saved them, quote unquote. It was just some hiker guy. Can be like, oh, it's me again. I saved your dog.
I should
Well,
have asked them how many they had with them.
doesn't matter. We'll soon find out.
It'll be okay. The dog is safe.
Yeah, I think Emlyn maybe does. Yeah, I think they think it's dumb. I don't know. I think probably Emlyn does care about dogs, but also more about themselves, right?
Yeah.
I think they care about dogs, but not more than they care about like Fig dying. And they
Yeah.
sort of feel like in this case that was.
I mean, I would 100% save a dog, but Vida definitely wouldn't if it was a dog that was looking for her. I would have been Fig in that situation. I'd be like, but what about the dog?
No, what you do is you push the other person off the cliff and then you save the dog. It's done.
Yeah.
Well,
And then you
see,
train it to love you.
that's what I was thinking Fig was going to do, was when he was helping his friend up, that Fig would just push him, but you keep
Fig
going.
is
Basically,
not
boy.
like that.
No. Very interesting. It's like a social
Yeah.
experiment that I'm just like,
It is like a social experiment with like not me, Harry.
yeah.
Where I'm like, I know what I would do. I just feel like I don't know what Emlyn would do, and I think maybe Emlyn like thinks that they would leave them, but in the actual situation, I was thinking they would help. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
faced with it, they're like
Yeah.
not as logical as they thought they would be.
Hmm. Like thinking
I
of
mean, if
someone
it
like
was,
freezing on a
like-
mountain is just like, no, I can't do that.
That the idea that these could just be like decent people caught up in something worse than themselves is like something they can relate to.
Yeah, sure.
And like seeing their faces, they're a bit like,
No, these are people now.
yeah,
Not
these
just
are just employees.
hypothetical people.
Yeah.
Fig reacted the exact same way I'd react. Gotta save the dog.
Who knew? Is it Emlyn's watch?
Yeah, like an hour or so passes in Fig's. You fall asleep for a little bit. You get woken up. The snow continues on falling heavily as you're sitting watching it all go by. As you all wake in the morning after a long rest, what would you like to do?
Am I going to go out and collect my stones
Okay.
and sticks?
I think maybe if it is cold and miserable, like maybe we do just like make food again now that it's light.
Sure. Yeah, you get your campfire going.
I think unless anyone objects.
No, that's fine. Is it
Yeah,
still
I think if it's
snowing
really
very heavily?
miserable out.
Yeah, it's
Is what-
very heavily snowing again, and the wind has picked up now, so it's like blowing all this top light snow all over the place, making it very hard to see in front of you.
That could be good for us, to be honest. I mean, I was thinking if they're following us, we don't want everyone to be able to see exactly where we've gone in the snow. So we can't see them, but maybe it means that they can't see us.
We can hope.
Probably means we're close as well.
Yeah, if they're doing patrols, probably means we're close.
I bet there's a lot of them.
There might be.
Are you thinking that we ought to get all the way there and try and sneak in Veda? Or are you kind of thinking we should try and pick any of them off before getting there?
Guess we should see what happens as we move forward. If we bump into someone, then we'll deal with it as it comes. I don't know what we're going forward to, so I think it would be good to try to be a little more sneaky if we can.
I think that's a good idea.
I can help with that when it comes to it.
I won't kill a dog on patrol, but
Please don't kill a dog.
I can't make any promises about the people on
Please don't.
patrol.
I would rather you killed the people than the dogs.
Good to know where you stand with that. Thank you, Fig.
Why does Fig feel so attached to the dog rather than the people? Although, like, you know, Fig's very about nature and like people die and stuff like that. Is there a reason why?
People can be corrupt while dogs are generally good, and then people corrupt them.
Hmm.
So he's just like, he knows that dogs are mostly innocent and doing what they're told to do and being trained, but they're not like that.
I think if Fig voices that, then Emlyn is going to be like, I mean, plenty of people who are doing bad things have been corrupted.
Yeah, sure, but dogs are just, they follow who they love, and they love their owner, and when their owner tells them to do something, they'll do it. Well, a person might do the same thing, but they're more
I feel
conscious
like-
of it, you know?
People do almost exactly that, but
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't, but dogs are animals, and that's all they know. While people have a range of emotions and can feel guilt and stuff, while a dog will be like, I'm making my owner happy, so I'm happy.
I think Emlyn is like, you know, like stirring the pot, but kind of like muttering to themselves, being like, I know plenty of people with motivations like animals. Do you know what I mean? They're just like
Yeah.
caught up being like, no, I know so many shitty people.
Yeah. But maybe Fig has never had that before.
No, he just knows animals.
Yeah,
They're his
they're
only
obviously coming from,
friends.
they're coming from different places.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Is it another Power G day?
Mm.
I think maybe it's like I think we bought a bunch of like food,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that if it's clear that fires at night are a bad idea, then maybe it is just like it's fucking vegetable stew first thing in the morning, because that's all the food we might be getting that's not dried for a long time.
Okay, go for it. Make a cooking utensils. I think Harpo will help out as well. It's pretty much all he does.
22.
So this is very good. Vegetable stew. It warms you up. It gives you a bit of heat to your stomach to keep you going throughout the day. You get extra energy. You don't feel sluggish anymore. It's good shit.
Yeah, I think maybe it's not like, I think Emily's cooking isn't like gourmet cooking, but it's like homely. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Comforting.
Yeah, comfort food.
And it's quite plentiful as well. There's probably a large enough pot to have a good amount. After having quite a hearty breakfast, what would you like to do?
I think we should carry on, maybe try to be a little more stealthy if we are getting close.
Okay.
What does the map say? Do you know?
As you unfurl the map and have a look, you're getting to the end of where the cartographer went, and you can see he probably got to about as far as the fortress and couldn't get past that. So it looks like you're getting pretty close. You can see the village where you came from. You see a couple of the river passing where you came to, and the waterfall and things like that, and a couple of other lakes that you assume were above you, and you're getting pretty close.
Can we see, or can Fig see if Emlyn asks, if there have been a lot of people that have come this way and they're not that far ahead of us, is there any like mark of them having been, or is the snow just like moving so much that there's nothing like that? No,
pretty much.
There's nothing like stones kicked away. Do you know what I mean? Like anything more permanent than just like tracks?
No, there's not like campsites or anything. Fig's very good at finding campsites that might not be found by anyone else, and they might have taken a different path. You don't really know, or how far ahead they are, or how long this patrol's been looking for you guys for. And the snow has very much changed the landscape that was three days ago. Anything that would have been easy to spot now is much more difficult.
Okay, I guess maybe Emlyn like still says to keep a lookout for that stuff to Fig, because I figure if we can see where they're going, ever, even if it's a lot further along, then that would be helpful. But
okay.
And also, if we're walking along, are we like leaving tracks, or is it just like blowy enough that it's not super clear?
I think because Fig is knocking a large portion of snow away, it's quite obvious. You're not doing it unless you keep using your pass without a trace. It would be obvious that you're knocking large sections away to make it easier for everyone else to pass through it.
But pass without a trace doesn't last very long, does it?
Lasts an hour.
Well, I feel like if we're traveling all day.
Yeah. So it's depending on when you want to use it. So as you kind of like set off, are you stealthing the rest of the day, or are you normal pace and then hoping to stealth a bit closer? Or...
Yeah, because I don't want to use third level spells just throughout the day.
Yeah, I think that maybe like we've talked about it in the morning, and we're like, if we start seeing anything like that, you do your hocus pocus to try and make us quieter.
Hocus pocus.
Yeah, I can do hocus pocus.
You know, the one where we're all quiet.
Yes.
That
I know the one. Yeah, I can do that.
Well, I think save up your juice until we see any signs of anyone.
Okay, that sounds fine to me.
That's everyone's understanding of magic.
Juice.
I mean, if we're not far behind them, maybe it makes sense to go carefully.
Yeah, I think you maybe should go a bit carefully.
I mean, what if there's 30 of them? We don't want to... I'd rather be a little way behind, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think it's probably best not to go rushing in.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
Careful it is.
Everyone can make stealth checks.
Solid 6.
I'm rolling really low. That was a 3 on the dice.
So 12 altogether.
Yeah, I got a 3 as well.
20.
Veda, you're very good at like keeping to the wall and hiding in the shadows, where everyone else is just kind of like wading through like normal, but just moving a bit slower. Fig, can you make a perception check for me? And
Sure.
Veda, are you still like navigating, I guess?
Ooh, 15.
Can I help Vader with the map?
Yes, please help.
Sure, yeah.
10.
Now, if it's real snowy and we're up in the middle of nowhere, Emlyn tries to help, but maybe.
Yeah.
I think we're doing pretty well given the circumstances.
Fig, you're keeping an eye out just in case for anything. A couple of hours pass, and you do get more signs of people moving around. Veda, as you kind of like start looking at the ground and using the map and things, you do start seeing fresher footprints walking around. One of a quadruped and 2 bipedal people walking around. They seem to be a bit older. Fig, you can't hear or see anyone as you slowly move on through. As you look on forward, Fig, you notice up on the ridge now, standing probably 100, 150 foot up, you can just see silhouetted through all the clouds this fortress sitting at the top of the ridge with the 2 towers extruding from the natural formations of the mountain, attached in the middle by a bridge. Veda, you can assume that it was this bridge that you saw yourself up on. But again, it's hard to see because of all the snow, and you can just see the silhouette of it. But as you approach, you just are met by a wall. Fig, you notice on the ground that there are footprints. But
I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace,
okay,
and then I want to follow the footprints.
okay. Make a survival check.
Stealthily.
Do
Okay.
we need to re-roll stealth or just keep the ones that we had?
I'll say you can re-roll it.
Oh god! A 9 and a natural 1.
Okay.
9 for survival, natural 1 for stealth, but it makes it a 14, but still a natural 1.
33.
33.
Yeah. 33 for Veda.
Gotta bring that average up.
And a 36 for Emlyn. And a 14 for Malara. Fig, as you kind of start looking around, you see the footprints.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know where they're going or where they came from. But you know that they were here as you're trying to like stealth around. And your feet don't interact with this at all. But there's no way. You know that people were here, but there's just a wall in the way.
I feel like I got distracted by dog feet. It's like, look how cute they are!
Yeah, the quadruped has like, you can't see dog feet, you see little tiny boots.
Oh, little teeny boots and little teeny doggy.
There's no way like over or around the wall.
You can't see like a way through, perhaps over, but it's like pretty high. Perhaps you could climb it.
But we have climbing equipment.
You do?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it
we do.
smooth?
It's got like outcroppings. It's not like completely smooth. It's not like a door. So it's climbable. It looks like a climbing wall. You could
Like something that we could use a climbing hammer and
pittance.
Pittance?
Yeah, you could do that. Make it easier.
yeah, I think once Emlyn is done being distracted by tiny dog boots,
Mhm.
which I think definitely do make them go like, oh, they're so small. They suggest going up. I mean, I don't see any other way.
No, I'm not finding anything either. There's just little
we didn't buy
doggy
all this stuff.
feeties. I just don't use it.
They're so wee.
They're so small. They're so cute. How do you even get little shoes for dogs?
Do you think they're special little like hiking shoes?
Oh, do you think they're like handmade for him?
I feel like Veda's just got like arms crossed, just like not bothered.
I mean, right. So but if you're climbing, do you think we should climb, Veda?
I don't think we have much of a choice, really.
I'm not sure how sneaky it would be to climb in though.
Well, if there's no way through, what else can we do?
Don't think it would be very sneaky. I mean, the sneakiest thing we could do is sit here and let a meteor hit the earth. So
I mean, do you want to go extreme with it? I mean, the feet around here definitely got in somehow.
but none of us can tell how, right?
Yeah, there's just a bunch of footprints everywhere. As Fig, the expert and probably the one proficient in survival, can't see it. So
Well, maybe there was a magic word or something that we don't know. I just feel like we came all the way up here. I don't want to stop because there's a wall.
Nah, we'll climb it. Do you not have to use those little bitties?
You mean you bought them and you don't know what to do with them?
I didn't buy anything.
Oh, that's actually worse. Anyway, it'll be fine.
Okay.
I
Wait,
thought Vader did, yeah.
Yeah, Beta did.
Who's climbing and like starting to put all the pittons and things in?
Emlyn?
Well, I mean, I feel like it should be Emlyn. It's just that their athletics is very bad.
Well,
But they know what they're doing, maybe.
Yeah.
They're most likely to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, I can climb pretty fast.
Yeah. So, okay. I'll say make...
Sleight of hand?
No, it'd probably be like athletics with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Slayer.
I basically like assigned them stats according like what I thought would be good for the character, which turned out to be like a terrible mistake instead of like optimizing them for anything. Alright, with advantage is 15.
I mean, -1, getting a 15 is pretty good. Okay. Pretty quickly, you're able to hammer in the pittons, tie the ropes around, and have a nice way up. As you kind of crest over the wall, it's not large, it's actually like 5 foot wide as you look down, and there seems to be a path all the way in that's just a very, very tight corner, but Fig just missed it. And you look
But
into
I
a
can
small...
see it.
Yeah. As you're at the top now, and you see a small courtyard with a torch there blowing in the wind and a door slightly open. That would be very difficult to see if it wasn't left open, as it looks like the wall. But it just seems like this very, very tight corner, you know, like in a labyrinth where you just have to see exactly where it is. And yeah, you can just see it now as you're at the top of it, as you're looking down, you can see.
Can I tell the others?
Sure, yeah. You can,
Or
like,
would
shout
I
them.
have to like yell really loud? Can I try and like say it as quietly as possible?
Sure, yeah.
Like maybe descend a little bit of the way. Tie rope at the top. Descend a little way.
Yeah. Rappel a bit down.
Fig, there's a door.
Oh, there is? Where?
Emlyn points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not very easy to see, but do we want to go in that way? Or do we want to sort of go where they don't expect? What do you think?
I don't know if going in the front door is necessarily the best idea.
Can you see anyone from up there?
Don't think so.
But if we're... I feel like climbing over the wall right by the door isn't any more subtle than going through the door.
So it's just like a little opening that gets
Yeah.
you through to the place that
And
has the
then-
door.
And
in
then
the
through here,
courtyard.
there's a small courtyard with a little light and a door heading inwards.
And all of the stuff around is just like rock.
Yeah, it's just all like craggy rock upward.
And does it look to us like this door that we can see just goes through to like the open land beyond?
You'd have to...
Like,
wait
does
and
the
see.
door? But does it look like the door goes into the mountain
Yes.
in like a
it-
secret path? It's an internal passage, not
Yes.
the outside.
So as you kind of look towards it, you know, there's darkness inside. This is your Moria door.
Yeah, okay, and it's basically just like very difficult climb all the way up to the fortress if we don't go through this door.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. I think that probably Evelyn just takes all the little things out again then, and we just go through the door. What do you reckon?
You can go through the door.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we have much of a choice.
And we've already got Pass Without a Trace up.
Sure do.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Well, maybe my perception is garbage because again, I've got just like not very good not an optimized build, I believe.
you're not min-maxing,
Emlyn
dude.
is.
It's good.
No, I'm not because I thought I should just be who Emlyn is.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what you
I
wanna
guess
do.
maybe they like offer to go first anyway. They can't see very well, but they probably will be real quiet.
Yeah. As you kind of come through this section, you see this like torch in the ground. It's like a little standing torch, and this perfectly cut out section of the mountain that looks exactly like the mountain. And if this door wasn't open, almost welcoming you inside, this would have been very hard to see.
Oh, I don't like your wording, Sandy.
I feel like welcoming you makes it sound very bad.
Mm.
What do you
Emily tries to get all
mean?
the. I'm interested to get all the snow off their cloak so that it's like black again.
Okay.
And puts that over the top of everything before going in.
Check for traps.
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, do you wanna in character?
You Veda's just yelling.
I like Veda's just coughing in the background.
Check for traps.
You mean in the door?
I don't trust that lantern.
Alright. I mean, maybe it's the door I should be checking, though.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the lantern.
As Fig watches the lantern, I feel like Emily just kind of like scoots around.
The lantern explodes. No, I'm joking.
The reason that nobody laughed, Sandy, is because that's exactly the sort of thing you would do. Oh, there's a man and his dog is dying. What do you do now? Oh, there's a meteor coming to the Earth. That lantern could explode. Don't pretend
The
that
mirror is a dog.
Okay,
Right.
make an investigation check on the door to see if it's trapped or not.
22.
It's not trapped.
Okay, great, cool.
Big's gonna check the lantern. I wanna know. 8.
It's not trapped.
We're good guys, don't worry.
Maybe we'll just go in, but be real quiet about it.
Sneak. Should we roll stealth again, Sandy?
Yeah, because you've came out of stealth.
Alright. I feel like Emlyn first, Fig in the middle so that it's covering us all, even if we spread out a bit.
Sure.
Ah, fuck! 19.
Oh, that's bad. That was a 4. A 4, but 23 total.
Okay. Oh, then Malara.
I haven't rolled above 10 for these stealth checks.
I was doing really well before.
I cursed you.
15.
Lara fucking.
Malara's doing that
No.
too.
Right, but you know, pass without a trace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always
yeah, yeah.
quiet.
So it goes Emlyn in front,
Mhm.
then Fig, Veda,
Sure.
and Malara.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Fig, are you keeping your eye out on
Yeah, of
things?
course.
Okay. Make a perception check as you head inside.
We meet 14.
Okay. As you enter inside, you get the immediate smell of damp wood and the stagnant air and the unforgettable stench of decay, and it just overwhelms you. In front of you is a long 60-foot corridor at the end where there's stairs heading upwards. There are no other doors in this section apart from as soon as you head inside there are 2 doors to left and right of you.
Is in one on either side.
Yes.
Can we hear anything coming through the doors?
No, Fig points out that there's no sign.
Is there any light coming from underneath them?
As you look, no light. It just seems to be wooden door, like again, damp wooden doors.
Emlyn wants to try the door.
Okay, it's opens. Is this the left or right door?
Oh no! The left.
Interestingly, you didn't check for chaps. But as you open the door,
Emma's not a very good rogue. They're a merchant. They're a bad merchant.
but they're supposed to be a good rogue.
Yeah, no, you're right.
As you
That doesn't make any sense. That's just me being crap.
as you open the door, no traps or anything. You do see a small chest in the middle of this room and a couple of bedrolls surrounding it.
All right. Can I check the chest for traps?
Sure.
Okay. 22.
22. As you look over the chest, you kind of lift it up slightly with your short sword to have a look underneath, and you do see a wire that would suggest a trap of some kind. As you kind of try to
Right.
follow this wire, push the box slightly, and you notice that there's a pressure plate underneath it.
Okay. Well, is it possible for Emlyn to open it in such a way that it doesn't trip the pressure plate?
If you want to disarm the trap,
Yeah.
you can certainly
That's
try.
the words I was looking for.
Make a sleight of hand check.
27.
So natural 20 with 27. Okay. You
I do some sweet tricks.
Yeah.
I juggle the
sweet flip.
chest.
put the knife in and you pop it open, but as soon as it pops you see the wire start moving. You grab the wire with very quick speed and look inside, where you see a nice short sword inside, a littler box inside that you can see slightly open with a couple of gold coins. As you notice that inside, attached to this wire, looks like dynamite of some kind.
I mean, they want to take the things.
Okay, you take the short sword and
Is the short sword nicer than my short sword?
it's got this weird warbling effect on the blade that almost looks like it's been placed underwater. Somewhere in the process of forging it is messed up slightly. The hilt is decorated with a story of some kind, hard to make out. and the hilt has a small diamond inside it, or like a white gem of some kind. It looks to be a nice short sword.
Okay. Cool. So I just replace the crappiest one
Okay.
and take the gold and the fancy short sword.
Sure.
Which I probably want to use unless it's like worse than the ones I have.
Do you want to sit for a minute and like investigate it more, or?
It depends how patient the others are being.
Yeah, as you kind of guys look in, you see Emlyn take out this nice short sword.
Emlyn,
Mm-hmm.
surely get going.
Well, yes. We don't want to be too close behind though, do we?
What?
Do you want to check the other door? What if it has something useful in it?
But
Like
what if
a
it's
key.
trapped?
And then goes and checks the other door for traps.
Okay, go over. Investigation check. Nailing it.
21.
It doesn't seem to be trapped, this one. As you kind of open the door, there's a small campfire, a pot over it, and a couple of benches surrounding it.
Is there any food?
There's probably like a little bit of, looks like like some sort of stew at the bottom of it that's been left. The
So it
pot's,
was used recently.
yeah, the pot's not warm.
I'm gonna get a bowl and get some soup
Okay, it's cold.
and use produce flame and hold it underneath the bowl while I eat so it warms it up. I'm just gonna go back through and be like, what?
If Fig is doing this, Emlyn definitely looks at the sword. Although I think they're also just like, you don't know how old that is.
Well, it's fine, it's warm. Soup
Okay.
lasts for ages. Come on.
Emlyn's looking at the sword.
Okay. Seems to be more precise, very well balanced. It's probably one of the nicer short swords you've wielded. It's a +1 short sword.
Ooh,
Ooh, nice.
so excited.
Is this +1 soup?
It's actually poisonous though.
Ah, shit.
Emlyn likes that it's fancy. It's very important to them.
Worth a bit of money if sold as well.
Well, Emlyn's had a great day. Thanks for waiting around, you guys.
Emlyn's away now. Bye.
Thanks for the adventure.
The first piece of magical item that we've had. Could have ended with you all exploding, but
Just blow
But
up
it
the whole fortress.
okay.
I guess maybe we should keep going and go up the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sneaky like.
So, as you guys begin sneaking forward slowly, you notice that it's nicely carved inside here. The stonework is very well hewn. You begin walking up the stairs. A couple of chips off the ground, but seems to be pretty intact. At the top of these stairs that you couldn't see from before is just 2 large double doors made of probably some sort of sturdy oak that's, weathered a bit now.
Is it trapped? Looks at Emlyn.
Yeah, I assume that maybe like Fig saw the dynamite in the box
Oh,
and
yeah.
is now like,
He's like, we're gonna die!
yeah, right. Like I don't know.
He's caught that bug.
Now that he's familiar with the traps. Yeah, okay. Emlyn sees if it's trapped.
Okay.
Or tries to. Oh, it's a 6.
And we'll see what happens with that 6 next game.
Oh.
Oh my god!
No.
Ah.
Andy!
And that's where we'll leave it there. And we'll see what happens.
Concerns.
I'm glad it was a 6. I'm glad it was a 6.
That's not, I feel like finally, I don't get to do anything because all of my scores are terrible. And then finally it's like, oh, checking for traps, doing some stuff. And then boom.
Dead.
Failed. Also, because you rolled like 22, 27, 21, 6.
Yeah. So yeah.
They were finally in their element and you snatched it away from them. It's going to lower their self-esteem now. They're slightly too high self-esteem.
I know. They've defeated so much stuff. They've now got an awesome sword. They're too busy thinking about the sword to investigate traps. I think.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I
I definitely feel like I've basically made them too smart or something and too low strength for the character, but never mind.
Yeah, that works. Also, I forgot to say you found 30 gold pieces. within the
Oh,
chest.
thank you.
Um,
I'm not Emlyn, so completely forgot about that.
yeah, I forgot to say. And it's a nice
So-
ornate box as well.
Do
So
you guys want to play tomorrow or?